Here we go. We are back. Episode 134 of the Hardline Sports Talk. Michael Merlo, John Michael Masiri here with you, JM. It's great to be back. We've got a jam-packed show. Ever since we last spoke here on the microphones together, my New York Mets were dead, and now they're fully alive. We're back. Grimace has awoken us. JM, before we get into everything, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, the Grimace Mets, as we like to call them. Don't know what happened, but they saw that big purple blob character thingy out there throwing the first pitch and finally got some inspiration on how to play some baseball.
Yeah, that's definitely what changed everything. It was Grimace. Before we get started here, again, a jam-packed show. We're gonna guess the random great MLB player. We're going to guess the team based on their players' highest MVP finishes. We're going to do a live All-Star ballot here for the MLB All-Star Game, which is a little less than a month away. We'll talk some Mets, Yankees, and a little surprise topic at the end, which will be a lot of fun to discuss. But right now, just going to remind you, please make sure you're liking and subscribing on YouTube, liking and leaving comments on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and always on our social media, which will be updated after every episode. Really appreciate the support there. Okay, JM, the Mets saw this ugly McDonald's villain character, and all of a sudden they went crazy. And everything has changed for this team because now they're back in what is a terrible wild card race, which I want to ask you about in a little bit. But the wild card race is terrible. The Mets are back in it. Can I just say this? There were actually grown men having arguments with people that were being sarcastic, that like Grimace actually had something to do with the Mets play. Like people were mad about it. People did not like the Grimace
People
thing.
get mad at everything. Okay. People get mad when the sun comes up in the morning. So you can't, that's just ridiculous. Listen, it's very, very funny. I was talking to my brother about it a couple days ago. Obviously, we're both Yankee fans. And he even said to me, he's like, for as on Mets fans as I get about them being corny and this and that, like this whole Grimace thing is absolutely hilarious. And there's like zero corniness about it whatsoever. It really is hysterical. They really ran with it. They've obviously been playing great baseball since the Grimace first pitch. And we're gonna obviously get into the Mets and like why they're playing better. If I'm a Mets fan, man, I'm being dead serious when I say, well, I'm gonna exaggerate it first and say you should build the guy a statue. That's my exaggeration, but I really think that the most appreciated guy on the team, not even because of how he's playing, but just his overall impact on the team, has been JD Martinez. I mean, the veteran presence that this guy has been for them. He comes into a younger team that is under the microscope, playing in New York with an owner that likes to spend money. He likes to talk on Twitter. He's not exactly a behind the scenes kind of a guy. And JD Martinez goes out there and just performs like he's done his whole career. No matter what team he's with, he just goes out there, he swings the bat well, and he performs for his team, and he hits well for his team. And the biggest thing I think that he's done is keeping that locker room together. And he told the Mets and their players in their players only meeting that they had, whatever, a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, and said, listen, like what could go worse for us right now? We could play worse. Like, no, like we're already losing. So why don't we go out there and play baseball like the way we know how? And then, he invited his buddy Grimace over, and then the rest is history. But he really has made a great impact.
You make a great point about Martinez. Go and look the past couple of years. Obviously 2023 wasn't a great year, but 2022 they had that veteran presence. They had a Max Scherzer in the building. Then last year they had Scherzer and Verlander in the building, and Martinez got to the team a little bit late. He signed late in spring training and missed a few weeks with an injury ramping up. He wasn't there early on, and his presence in terms of being a fantastic hitter, being able to talk to the younger guys and just the players overall in this team, giving them hitting advice, that it's been huge. And yeah, he's been mashing. He carried the team for a week, really got them going on this streak. The bullpen's been better in June. I got to say, I've ripped the guy so much this year. You know me. I'm a Lindor guy. I've always been a Lindor guy, defending him as much as I possibly can. I've never thought he was the greatest player. I always knew exactly what he was, but I was not one of these Met fans that hated Francisco Lindor. And this season, I was on his ass. I couldn't take him.
Pause. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, pause. I couldn't take him. And I got to say, JM, since they moved him to the leadoff spot sometime in May, end of May, this is the best Francisco Lindor he has ever been in a New York Mets uniform.
Yeah.
And the numbers are easily comparable over a span of 162 games to his best seasons with Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first off, I think you got to give credit to, oh my God, I just forgot his name for a second. Mendoza. I almost said Espada, the Joe Espada, the old Yankees bench coach.
He almost was the manager a couple times.
Yeah. To Carlos Mendoza for shaking up the lineup and for, like, for example, Jeff McNeil. I mean, the guy's been terrible and he had the balls to shoot him all the way down to 9th in the lineup. Francisco Lindor, they're putting him at first. They put Harrison Bader at second in the lineup. He's tried a bunch of different things, and that's what you have to do when your team is struggling and you can't produce runs. And, you try to get some different looks and see what you can make work. There's nothing worse than a manager who's stagnant when his team is losing, and you just keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna get hot. We're gonna get hot. We're gonna stick with what we believe is gonna help us win." Like, no. When there's time to make a change, there's time to make a change. And credit to Mendoza, he did that. Now with Lindor, listen, I think Lindor was kind of screwed from the beginning with Mets fans when he got traded here because, number one, Cohen, this was Cohen's first big move, right? And the Mets were dying for a superstar like this, really throughout their franchise history. I mean, we've gone through the list of, David Wright. We know his story. Mike Piazza had a chunk of his career with the Dodgers. Like, we know that there are a lot of position players that haven't spent their whole career with the Mets or been elite MVP caliber position players for a 5 to 7 year span with the Mets. And you finally thought, okay, we're getting that guy. But the reason why I'm saying that he's screwed is you already have those expectations there. Second of all, a lot of Met fans, I know, obviously you and the more the invested fan, the more intelligent baseball fan knows, okay, Francisco Lindor is a great all-around player. Is he a world beater bat that's going to hit 40 homers and have an OPS north of 950? No, he's not that type of a bat, but he's a good enough bat to be an elite all-around shortstop. So that year he had, 22 was his best year with the Mets, right?
Yeah.
When he had the 30 homers and 100 RBI.
22.
That is basically Francisco Lindor over the course of his career with the Indians.
Well, the problem is he was brought in to be like you mentioned, the savior. The position player history of this team is terrible. It's terrible. Mm-hmm. They don't have any. So, yeah, he was brought in a tough spot to be that guy, and it hasn't worked. Now, let me ask you this, because they're in this position because of the wild card, right? The expanded wild card. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about this before, but I think now, because the race at the moment, and I don't believe it'll be like this when we get into October, into August and September, I think teams will start to really move themselves up in this race and play better. But you have a lot of under 500 teams right now competing for that spot. 500 teams. Is this good for? Is this a good thing for baseball? Because I understand it keeps you engaged a little bit longer into the season, but all these bad teams, it can't be good.
It's not good for baseball at all. I mean, listen, in a perfect world, you're thinking, oh my God, this is great. You just have a bunch of teams that are fighting for a wild card spot, and they're all a half game behind each other. And I'm sure it's not going to shake up to be that way by September, but I think it's going to be more than usual for what you see right now. I mean, the 13th best team in the NL is a game and a half outside the third wild card, which is the Cincinnati Reds. But it's not good for baseball. Coming off of last year's World Series with the Diamondbacks making it there, and even the Rangers. The Rangers didn't even win their division. They won 90 games, and but even with the Rangers and especially the Diamondbacks, you're like, okay, we talked about it this offseason. A Braves/Dodgers versus Yankees/ Houston or whoever World Series would be really good for baseball this year. Like, we kind of need that. What we're seeing right now with this wild card situation, it's not even the third wild card. It's even the second. Like, you have right now, it's Arizona and St. Louis are tied for the second wild card. They're both one game under 500. I mean, this is a Cardinals team that we were talking about throughout this season. Wow, what a disappointment. We thought after a disappointing year last year, they were going to come back, bounce back year. They got Sonny Gray, all these guys, blah, blah, blah. Arenado's been terrible, and they've been pretty mid, and they're a playoff team right now.
Got to give them credit, though. I mean, they played better. Listen, they were down to the dumps. That was a terrible team. They weren't doing anything right. They give them credit, but this should not be. You're right. It shouldn't be a playoff team that we're talking about.
Sports in general right now, like the last couple that little last wave of championships we just had, we're going to count baseball as like the first one, and then football, then basketball. That last batch was kind of not great, right? You had, Rangers, Diamondbacks last year.
Yeah.
Wasn't a terrible World Series. We know about the Corey Seager moment, this and that, but like, in terms of marketability and everything like that, wasn't great for the game. Chiefs 49ers was the big one, right? That was a really good Super Bowl.
Yes.
And even now, this past NBA Finals, I mean, Boston is an iconic franchise. Dallas is no slouch franchise, but when you read between the lines and you sort of see the way things went and how the NBA Finals, we'll talk about it either now or a little later. When you talk about how the series went and, how it basically was non-competitive, I mean, it's a gentleman's sweep. And that's counting the star of the series, not counting Luka Doncic, supposed to be Jason Tatum, not even playing his best basketball. So this last batch of some championships, not our best. This was no 2016. I'll leave it there.
Well, I want to say this about the Rangers. So like, I feel like the Diamondbacks were this new age kind of wild card team that really caught fire and probably didn't deserve it. I feel like the Rangers were the perfect underdog team. You know what I mean? Like they were. Yeah. I don't think anybody blinks an eye at the fact that Ranger team won a World Series. Like they were a loaded bunch. They were a wild card team, yes, but they had the star power. 100%. So like I don't have a problem with the Rangers getting there. And listen, I'm picking and choosing here. It's not fair. They got to the World Series, the Diamondbacks, but like the Diamondbacks are the team I have a problem with because that's the team that's like, wow, that's just crazy baseball.
Yeah, but even just the way things went, like I'll lead off with baseball last year. As much as it'll hurt you to say it, I was really rooting for like Philly to make it to the World Series. That would have been like great, an awesome storyline. That would have been like the best thing. And, to play a Houston in the World Series, that would have been really cool. To go back to the NBA, the storylines looked like it was heading like, is Denver going to go back, or is Minnesota now this new young sexy team with the Michael Jordan comparisons, all this stuff.
Right.
And then after beating the defending champs, you're like, wow, I could really see the storyline developing here. They just beat Denver in 7 games. And then they get their asses handed to them by Dallas, who kind of just like fell off of people's radar for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was a quiet finals. So I think the NBA in general, I know we're kind of flip-flopping around, but even going back a year, Denver was like, this is an awesome story. Jokic has the MVPs. Now he's finally in his first finals, this and that. And then it's like, oh, by the way, they're playing the 8 seed Miami Heat, who went on this fluke run, and they're about to get steamrolled. Like,
it was more competitive the postseason last year than it was. I mean, you did not have to watch the last 3-4 weeks of the NBA playoffs.
You really didn't.
It was really bad.
It was bad.
So
it was like the conference semifinals was the last big thing. Like that, Knicks, Pacers, and Timberwolves, Nuggets, like that level was it.
And even that series, I mean, like I had argued with a friend, like, oh, well, I mean, the Knicks Pacers series went 7 games, and they were like, yeah, but a lot of those games were blowouts. The wins were blowouts, and you had a lot of injuries in that series too, and the better team probably didn't win because of that.
Injuries were the name of the game this whole playoffs.
So the NBA did not have a good postseason here. They had a good champion. They had a champion that
They did. A deserving champion.
A deserving champion, a really, really great team that had a really easy road and weren't really tested at all.
Right.
But yeah, baseball, we said it in the beginning of the year. Baseball needs Yankees, Phillies. Baseball needs Yankees, Dodgers, Yankees, Braves.
They do.
I don't think Orioles would be bad. I don't think that would be bad.
I just look at the ratings. Like Fox is licking their chops looking at Yankees Dodgers a couple weeks ago. The marketing was crazy, and there's such a hyped up series, and the Dodgers fans walking through 161st Street, everything. Like it was just super hyped up, and it really did have a playoff feel to it. And as much as I deal with it myself as a sports fan, I like to root for the underdog, but sometimes it's nice to have the juggernauts just, or the stars really line up against each other. And I think baseball and basketball, especially compared to the other sports, need that the most. Especially
right now, 100%. We'll see what happens because your New York Yankees, Jam, they did not have a good series here versus their division rival. You know what's funny? So I'm in the building on Tuesday night for the game. I was very excited to go see this great series. I mean, you mentioned the Dodger series. That felt like more of a regular season series than anything in June. And this one felt that way as well. The lead up to the game, knowing how difficult winning this division is going to be. These games felt bigger. And I thought the Orioles on Tuesday night were not ready, not prepared. They were sloppy in the game. I just thought the Orioles looked like crap. And the Yankees obviously had the Judge injury happen, and everything flipped into Wednesday and Thursday. It all flipped just like that.
Yeah. I mean, Wednesday's game is the one that stings, honestly. Marinaccio came in the game, ended up really just pitching like crap. And then we know about what the hell? Well, I can't remember names tonight. Victor Gonzalez throwing at Gunnar Henderson as a retaliation. I mean, that looked about as obvious as it could get. It's a 0-0 count. He throws an up and in fastball, hits him right in the back. And then they ended up getting a run off of that. And then the Yankees end up tying the game in the ninth inning. Could have been the walk-off and losing in extra innings. But I think the biggest story here is we learned, like, I don't want to hear all the, like, oh, the Yankees, they couldn't beat the Orioles. We're going to, whenever we match up against them, if it's in the playoffs, whatever, they're going to beat us, this and that. No, listen, it's very early. I don't care how the seasons go, how the regular season series go. The Yankees had that story with Houston 2 years ago when they got swept. They won the season series 5-1, then they got swept in the playoffs. I don't care about the regular season series, okay? What I do care about is when teams' flaws get exposed. And if you ask me, during that series with Baltimore, what were the two biggest issues? I'm not even going to talk about Luis Gil's start today. That was an abomination. I'm not going to say they need a new starting pitcher. That was just crazy. His ERA is still like 2.7, which is crazy.
No, they need a new ace.
Yeah, we need everything. Trade Garrett Cole, get rid of everybody, and let's go get some 5 starting pitchers. The two biggest things, besides Jose Trevino not being able to throw out a runner, which is actually like a problem, lineup depth, that hurt them because in that game Wednesday night, you were like, please get to the top of the order. Please get to the top of the order. And I know that not like, you're like, all right, Jam, like, of course you want to get to the top of the order. The best hitters are at the top of the order. But if you want to be a World Series-esque team, you need to have guys who are not feared, but also not easy outs at the bottom of your lineup, right? That wasn't the case. You had, Trent Grisham and Jahmai Jones and these guys hitting, and granted, Judge was injured, but DJ LeMahieu is terrible. Like, the guy's career is behind him. He doesn't have an extra base hit yet. He's awful. He's batting 180. He really should retire. He's got no pop anymore. Like, he's just terrible. They cannot have that guy starting playoff games. So that's the biggest problem. And then the second biggest problem, listen, Clay Holmes had a nice start to the season. Okay. I don't want to say he can't be closing games, but I'm going to say he can't be closing games. Because if you look at his stats the past couple of games, and it's kind of like was due, we call him Heart Attack Clay Holmes for a reason. The Yankees need another arm in that bullpen, a power arm. They need a closing pitcher is what the Yankees need. And Clay Holmes sliding to the setup spot would be one of, if not the best setup men in baseball.
Can I ask you a question? And I'm playing devil's advocate because I think they could absolutely use, they have a lot of injuries right now to that pen. They probably use a couple of arms, including a guy that you can go to close games along with Holmes. But first, though, I want to ask, like, how many guys in this league, closer-wise, are not shaky?
Yeah, no, not many.
There's not, like, they're giving you heart attacks everywhere.
I know.
I mean, you have, like, the one-off seasons here and there from the really elite guys. Like, Diaz had a couple of one-off seasons where he was elite, and Manuel Clase, he's had a couple of elite seasons where no heart attacks whatsoever. You're in and out. A lot of these guys, they're shaky in that ninth now. That's just the way it's become. So you want to move off of Clay, get him out of that role a little bit. I would go get another guy you can trust to close games along with him. I wouldn't necessarily take him out though.
Yeah. Okay.
Go get a setup man.
Well, that's fair enough.
Setup man.
Regardless, if you want to keep Holmes in the closer role, I'm not saying it's like he's got to go. I get it. You can still win with Holmes in the closer role, but you do need another high leverage reliever.
Well, yeah, but the Yankees had a lot of their weaknesses exposed against a really good team here.
And listen, F. Ross is on his way back, and that'll be a good addition for them. A guy that they traded for 2 years ago, got Tommy John.
Yeah.
Tommy Kahnle's back now. He's been good, but like we need a Jonathan Loizaga replacement is what we need.
I trust Cash with the pen, and I also trust Cash that he'll add reinforcements. If Ben Rice doesn't work at first, I think he'll add like Ryan McMahon's such a perfect fit for this team. He's got to be a Yankee. He has to be a Yankee. I know he's playing really well right now and probably cost a lot. You got to go get him. You got to win this year. You have to win this year.
Thank you for mentioning cost a lot. Listen, if there's ever a year where you want to finally trade a big name prospect, now is the time to do it. I don't want to hear Yankee fans out here saying, "Oh, you can't trade Spencer Jones. Oh, you can't trade Dominguez." Well, when you have Juan Soto on a 1-year deal and who knows if he's going to be a Yankee, I'm still confident that he will be, but I don't know. Like, we don't know how this is going to go. Hal Steinbrenner's already dropping little hints. Oh, payroll is going to be a problem, this and that. Now's the time to do it. If you could trade a Jason Dominguez or a Spencer Jones in a deal where you're getting Mason Miller and somebody else from the Athletics, I'd be willing to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, that's a little risky. That's a little risky for me.
Listen, this isn't like, oh, but who the hell's gonna play the outfield for us once this year is gone? Like, if you bring Soto back, then you already have Judge and Soto taken care of, and then you'll still have one of Jason Dominguez or Spencer Jones. So your outfield's full. And then Stan's still DHing. And then if you don't bring back Soto, the Yankees love Verdugo. Yankees fans love Verdugo. You could bring him back. Like, it's not like you're just going to have this glaring hole in the outfield all of a sudden if you trade one of these prospects.
Like, I'm assuming Soto's back because I think that's what's going to happen. But I don't know if I could trade Dominguez. After the little glimpses you had last year and just the hype around him the last 4 or 5 seasons.
What are they going to do?
I feel like he's a guy that's probably untouchable for me.
So
I would trade Jones.
But let's say they trade nobody and they bring back Soto and Verdugo walks. Then what is the plan? You got to move Jones to first. You have to see if he can play first. Or you got to move Judge to first.
One of these guys is going to have to play first no matter what.
Listen, Jones has elite speed. I mean, the guy's stolen 40 bags in the minors before. So that speed at first base versus that in the outfield, and maybe put Judge at first and kind of preserve his career a little more.
You got to pay a first baseman $40 million a year.
If he hits 60 home runs, yeah, why not?
Fair enough. All right, very quickly before we get to our little segments here. Any juice for the Subway Series? Talking tickets before we hopped on here.
There's juice.
There's juice.
Because listen, the Mets haven't had juice all year. No offense, but like they really haven't.
No, they hadn't.
And they've finally got some juice right now.
Got to win this series this weekend. It's a big series for them in Chicago. If they win this series and they go 4-2 on the road trip, and what would their record be? 2 and math. 37 and 39. I'm good. Like, yeah, there's juice. There's legitimate juice to this Subway Series. It always is exciting, though, no matter what people say. I hate that. It's an exciting rivalry. The stadium's always packed. It'll be fun.
It's going to be the games are always close.
Yeah.
Like
they should play 7 games. Like they should play 7 games. Like it should be, or like at least 5 or 6.
The 2-2 thing is the worst. I hate it.
Sucks.
I hate it.
It sucks. And when they're supposed to play 6, what is it, every 3 years or whatever? Yeah. It should be 7. One team should have each year rotate. They get the extra game.
And you know what sucks about it too? Because it's a 2-game series. If you split, you're just like, all right, like let's wait till the next series because
they've done is split the last.
All they do is just split, and nobody can even talk crap to each other because like, oh, you won one, I won one. All right, cool. See you in 2 months.
All they do is split now.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Enough of that. Let's move on here. Let's guess the MLB team based on their players' highest MVP finishes. The current team right now, their highest MVP finishes throughout their career. JM, do you want to start today?
I will start. Especially because I want you to start for the other one because I told you I'm gonna give you, depending on what you give me for the guess that player is
okay.
Depending on the level of difficulty is the player I'm going to pick to give you.
All right.
All right, Mr. Michael.
Oh, God.
My mystery team. So, the catcher finished 18th in 2023. Let me just clarify real quick. This is 18th in MVP voting, and I'm giving the year when they finished that high in MVP voting. Career best. Okay. Catcher, 18th in 2023. First base, none. Second base, 13th in 2019. Shortstop, 16th in 2023. Third baseman, none. Left fielder, none. Center fielder, 4th in 2023. Right fielder, 11th in 2018. And the DH, none.
I think I got it.
Really?
Is it the Seattle Mariners?
Wow, yeah. Bro, I thought you were going to get really thrown off because the last time when I gave you the D-backs and I said Corbin Carroll and like you kind of like didn't think about the 2023 one first.
I was listening today, man. I was on that. The catcher, 23. It was a 2023. Yeah. Cal Raleigh. You got
How about Mitch Haniger finishing 11th in 2018?
I knew the right fielder was Mitch Haniger. Yes,
wow,
2018 had a great year.
That's a record, bro. You got that right away. Let's see if I could get yours right away.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get mine. Mine's pretty difficult. You're better at this than me, though, so we'll see what happens. And then obviously, Julio Rodriguez is great this year, the center fielder. All right, JM. So this is the first time we're gonna have an MVP. So when we have an MVP in the lineup, we're not giving the year. It's just the position and the MVP.
Right. I'm getting this right away if you put an MVP in it. I'm making a personal guarantee that I'm going to get this basically right away if there's an MVP in it. But go ahead.
All right, here we go. Catcher, none. First base, none. Second base, none. Shortstop, 12th in 2022. Third base, none. Left field, 18th in 2020. Center field, MVP. Right field, none. DH, none.
Third base was what?
Third base was none.
Wait, who was 12th or whatever?
Shortstop.
In what year?
22.
Oh, that's Dansby Swanson. It's the Cubs.
Damn it.
Yeah, come on, bro.
It's tough to
that by me.
I thought I was going to sneak it by because there's nothing else. There's nothing else in the Cubs lineup.
Yeah. Wait, so right fielder, what'd you say, 18th?
Yeah. Guess that.
Who's that?
Left
Ian
fielder.
Happ?
Left field. Left field. Yeah, Ian Happ.
Is that Ian Happ? Nice.
And Baseball Reference has him as a left fielder now, so that's what I went with. He
Good
might
for
have
Ian
played right
Happ,
fielder,
former Yankee trade deadline wish list guy.
Yeah, he was edged a couple of times there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Dude, nice little 1.5 minute segment right there.
I know. That's crazy. We were too easy on each other this time.
That was but the last time I gave you a team that went to the World Series last year, and you gave me the Giants, who are don't exactly have no names on that team.
I know, I thought of the Cubs last second, but what are we gonna do when there's an MVP in the lineup?
Yeah, true. That's why I'm just gonna give you. That's why I'm just gonna give you the A's.
It lessens. Yeah, there's no MVP finishes. There's just a bunch of nuns.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so we got it on the first try, both of us. We both have our thinking caps on, and we're ready to go. All right, Jim, let's do a little all-star voting.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I got a little chalky in the beginning, and then I was like, what am I? Like, freaking no spine? Like, no, I'm making a nice bracket, a nice ballot here.
There's a couple you got to be chalky with, though.
So I'm feeling good. Oh, yeah, of course.
Spoiler
alert. There are no Mets.
All right.
I'm very sorry to inform you about that.
There's a Met in mine.
Seek help, bro. All right.
There's a Met in mine. I'm ready to go when you are. You go. You start.
I'm trying to think. Did this dude put Lindor in his freaking ballot? It's just he's got to relax. All right. Anyways, I guess I'll just start off in the American League. So first baseman, Ryan Mountcastle.
Mm-hmm.
Second base, Jose Ramirez. Jose Altuve.
There you go.
Third base, Jose Ramirez.
Mm-hmm.
Shortstop, Gunnar Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
Then my outfield is Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Kyle Tucker. My catcher is Connor Wong.
Wow.
And my DH is Yordan Alvarez.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Connor Wong.
Yeah. Listen. I was thinking
really
Adley. I was thinking Salvi. Yeah, they've been doing it. They've got like 100 more at-bats than Connor Wong. But the guy's got like over 150 at-bats at this point. He's batting .332 on a Red Sox team that's, clawing to stay in the wild card hunt here. You got Adley Rutschman batting behind or right in front of Gunnar Henderson, Santander, Mountcastle in that lineup. I'm going to give credit where credit's due to my boy Connor Wong.
All right.
My boy. Not my boy.
That's your boy Connor Wong
Not
right
my
there.
boy at all. But Connor Wong deserves it, bro.
All right. American League. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Mountcastle, first base. Jose Altuve, second base. So we're chalk there. Third base, Rafi Devers. He's having a great year. He's having a really good year.
I also had him, but I swapped him out because of defense, and stolen bases. But
I love Jose Ramirez.
Yeah,
but I went.
Well, he kind of slumped a little bit though.
Yeah, Ramirez. After he said he was Barry Bonds.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have said
that. Shortstop Gunnar.
Yep.
Catcher Adley. Outfield Judge Soto, and Stephen Kwan.
He did it. He did.
Batting .390. You know what, Jay? I'm not a batting average guy either, but when the guy's hitting close to 400,
yeah, no, listen.
You gotta have him in. I mean, come on.
I get it. I can't even say anything because
he's
the
got
Connor Wong thing is kind of.
He's got 1,000 OPS.
Yeah. I literally looked at. I'm not kidding. This was me looking at Stephen Kwan's baseball reference page right before we started.
1,000 OPS,
75 hits, 10 doubles, 5 homers. I was like, oh my god!
But yeah, man,
he's batting .398. He's batting .398.
Soto, I said Soto already, and I wanted to pick somebody else. Then I was going to put Kevin Pillar here as a joke, but Yordan Alvarez has really turned it on. I mean, his OPS in the 700s, now it's 880.
Is that Met representation? You wanted Kevin Pillar in there?
Yes.
Or Brave representation?
No, Met representation.
Brave.
Met. Better Met. Got drilled in the face in Atlanta.
I think I know the answer to this question already, but maybe I don't, because I don't know if there's a recency bias thing here or not.
Yeah.
What angers you more, when the Phillies are leading the division or when the Braves are leading the division?
Anything Philly does angers me a lot.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna go with Philly. If I had to bet, but I know you also hate the Braves.
You know what though? I hate the Braves more than I hate the Phillies right now.
Okay.
Because I
Any
think
reason?
Acuna is a piece of crap.
Okay.
And I can't stand Olsen. I can't stand Riley's stupid face. And Albie's a piece of crap too. So I actually think it's the Braves. And they own the division. So Phillies, I don't really care. Whatever. They got my boy Wheeler there. So
I think the Phillies have more unlikable players than the Braves do.
No, not for me. I can't
If I was
stand
like,
those.
just because I think it's kind of cool, but if I was a Met fan, if they were in my division, a guy like Castellanos would piss me off.
Yeah, but he got a 622 OPS.
Schwarber would piss me off. Harper would definitely piss me off.
Schwarber's done nothing against the Mets the last year and a half.
Okay. He's finally cooling it off on you guys?
Yeah, he's not Babe Ruth.
You don't look at Ranger Suarez with his 170 RA and just get pissed off at that?
I really don't. I really don't. Atlanta, because the Mets play well against them for whatever reason.
Right.
Atlanta, they see them and it's, oh my God, the varsity team's here.
They got good guys in Atlanta. You kidding me? Marcell Ozuna?
I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I cannot stand. Oh my God. I'm so happy they're having a down year.
Ozuna from the Braves.
Although they're on a 5-game winning streak. All right, JM, NL, go.
Whoa. First base, Bryce Harper.
Mm-hmm.
Second base, Ketel Marte.
Mm-hmm.
Third base, Alec Boehm. Shortstop, Mookie Betts. Even though he's injured, but I mean, he was so far ahead of everybody else. I have to give it to Mookie Betts. Outfield, Jurickson Profar, Christian Yelich, and Heliot Ramos, who is having a very good year. Catcher, William Contreras, and the DH, Shohei Ohtani.
How can you go Ohtani
over Ozuna?
Ozuna's having a better year.
No, he is not.
Is he not? Did those numbers change in the last 2 days?
Literally the past couple of days, Ohtani passed him in everything. Plus, on top of that, Ohtani is a better base runner. He's a faster player.
Because when I looked at the numbers 2 days ago when I did this, I was like, oh, it's easily Ozuna because Ozuna has better numbers.
Put them side by side now, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm about to do that because I just did it off of memory from last time, and I'm changing somebody here. Here we go.
First of all, Ohtani's WAR is 4 on baseball.
Okay, yeah, he passed him on everything.
Yeah, Ohtani leads the NL in runs, home runs, slugging, OPS, OPS plus.
Because all right, so I have to put him. All right, here we go. My NL. It's very similar. Harper, Ketel Marte, Alec Boehm at third. Although I wanted to go Ryan McMahon.
Me too.
I really wanted to go Ryan McMahon.
Me too.
Catcher, Will Smith. Outfield, Teoscar Hernandez, Jurickson Profar, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Wow. No Yelich. Brutal.
DH, Ohtani, and I forgot somebody on purpose. The shortstop. This is because he should have been there 2 straight years and he wasn't. What number does he wear? Oh my God, number 12. Francisco.
Come on, bro.
Lindor.
You're never beating the bias allegations.
Let's go. Get him in there.
My God.
Who else should it be?
Come on,
Betts is hurt. Betts is hurt.
Who cares if Betts is hurt? He just got hurt, and he's got better numbers than anybody by a wide margin.
That's fine. Betts isn't going to be playing in the game. So
all right, cool. Put in. I'll take CJ Abrams.
Yeah, Abrams having a really good year. No, Lindor's been better the last couple of months.
He's batting .238 with a .730 OPS. You're going to have him start in the All-Star game?
He should start in the All-Star game. He's been the best shortstop. He has been the best shortstop in the league the past month.
Who cares? This isn't the June team of the month. This is the first half All-Stars.
And if he continues through June into July, he should be the All-Star.
So why isn't Carlos Correa your shortstop then?
Because Gunnar Henderson's having a freak season.
Okay, but he's having a better season than Carlos Correa is the point. CJ Abrams and Mookie Betts. I shouldn't even be talking about CJ.
Betts doesn't count. Betts doesn't count here. I'm not putting an injured player in. He's not playing. I don't care about him anymore. Yes, if Betts didn't get hit in the hand,
I might. Yeah, well, I'm probably gonna put Ellie De La Cruz over Lindor.
No.
He's got a higher OPS. He's got the same amount of homers. He's got 37 stolen bases. Why should I put Lindor above Elly De La Cruz?
Lindor will get in. Lindor will get into the All-Star game this year.
Okay, maybe
I'm telling
into
you
the
he'll be
All-Star
in.
game. To start is crazy.
He's my starter. Lindor's my starter.
You're never beating the
defense.
Bias allegation.
Yeah, this is a biased pick. This is a biased pick. I have one biased pick. Oh, I almost knocked my water bottle over.
All right.
Really
I have a correction to make. All right, my first baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
My second baseman, Gleyber Torres.
Gleyber Torres, yeah. So, like, I have one biased pick, okay? You have two non-biased picks because they're the two best players in baseball.
Yeah, because they deserve to be in there.
Lindor, he's in there. I'm putting him in there. I'm making a stand. Lindor better get in the All-Star game. He got robbed last year. Robbed.
Okay, so let's put him in this year as a reparation for last year. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
So like, I'm really glad like you don't vote for like the MVP and stuff like that because like, are you gonna be like, oh, this guy was sandbagged last year, so I'm gonna vote for him this year to win the MVP?
You know, we've seen that happen before. We've seen that happen
in basketball, but also Joel Embiid. I'm talking about Joel Embiid here versus Jokic. Still was like the second best player in the league, not like the fourth best shortstop like Francisco Lindor is in the National League.
Lindor's got to get in there, man. Got to get Lindor in there.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Merlo being Mets.
And how many times? How many times have we seen players non-deserving get in because their fans voted like crazy?
Oh, that's true. Like the 2014 Royals when they had Mike Moustakas and Alcides Escobar and all those guys starting. Omar Infante.
And when I was 13 years old, I was voting every day for my Mets, even though we sucked that year. And I was so upset. The Cubs, too. The same thing. The Cubs.
Mets fans, hashtag vote Lucas Duda. Hashtag vote Kirk Nieuwenhuis.
Yeah, I was online voting for them.
You just spam and vote for Kirk Nieuwenhuis.
Oh, God. All right, let's move on here. We're gonna guess the random amazing year from a random baseball player. I think we're still working on a title for this. I want to call it "Did You Know," but that's like so broad.
I like what a year it was.
Oh, I like that. What a year it was. That's what we're calling it. What a year it was. All right, JM. So I'm gonna start
romantic
here. A little bit. The way I said it was.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give JM some information on this random baseball player. We're going to try and keep it recent for now. This one is decently recent. We're going to give the year this happened in, and we're going to give him the stats and the league and sort of a position. So here we go. This is how we're going to do it from now on. Did you know this guy finished 5th in NL MVP voting in 2012? This player was not an All-Star, but finished sorry, hold on. Typed that out wrong.
Okay.
2012. He had a Gold Glove this season. He was an infielder. And this player had 31 homers, led the NL with 115 RBIs, hit 286, 875 OPS. Who is this?
This is an infielder.
This is an infielder.
He won a Gold Glove.
Gold Glove.
5th in MVP voting, National League. Okay.
Led the NL in RBI this season.
I'm going to assume that this guy is a corner infielder. If he's hitting 31 home runs.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good assumption.
Okay. That's a good start.
It's a good start.
National. So this is the best year of this guy's career. Is this guy still active?
He's not still active.
Okay, like, is he like 45 now, or is he like recently out of the game?
He was out of the game in 2018.
Okay.
I gave you a tough one here, but you know who the guy is. You definitely know who the guy is.
He got a Gold Glove. All right. I'm thinking third base. Something's telling me third base here. Now, who hit 31 home? Never forget the he never won a Gold Glove, but never forget the Pedro Alvarez season with the Pirates.
Sure.
That I actually considered giving you once. This is the problem. Like, guys get stuck in your head, and you're like, get out of my head. Did this guy win a World Series?
No.
Okay.
He did not. Let me just confirm.
That eliminates Pablo Sandoval from my brain.
He did not win a World Series.
Okay, that eliminates Pablo Sandoval.
He almost did.
Okay. That year?
No, with a different team.
Mm. Oh. Ooh. Was this guy... Oh, no, wait. This wouldn't be his best year. Never mind. I was going to say Hanley Ramirez. No. This is tough, Mike. All right, lefty or righty? Lefty or righty?
1 second, because I think he might be... He's a switch.
Oh.
Switch hitter.
Again, Pablo Sandoval. Switch hitting Gold Glove third baseman. This is bad. I should get this by now if I know he's a switch hitter.
5th in MVP this season.
Was he a Milwaukee Brewer?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it is not Aramis Ramirez.
Good pull. Good pull. National League West.
Oof, okay, no more hints. This is too many hints now. National League West. Oh, this hurts. This is personal. This is personal. This is 2017 Yankee legend Chase Headley. Damn it.
Oh,
that should not have taken me that long. Of course, Chase Headley had that crazy year in 2012, 31 home runs. I know that.
Chase Headley, 5th in MVP voting, led the National League with 115 RBIs that year. Had 17 stolen bases, too, at 286.
Yeah, why not? Just go at it, Chase. Just throw in 17 while you're at it.
It's a big year.
All right,
Chase
but
Headley.
You know what? It's
2012. That's a while ago. I think you did a good job there. I think you did a good job.
That was a little difficult. That was a good one. I could take you back to 2012. I do have somebody on my list that's 2012.
Was Headley on your list at all or no?
No. Do I pull this out right now? This would be kind of mean.
Yeah, you're going to get me good here because you got a layup in the first one. I should have gotten.
All right. Okay. I don't know. Like, you could get it right away. Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes things, like, people know things weirdly. This player, and this is we're going back to the year 2017. Okay.
Okay. Recent.
This guy did not finish in the top 25 in All-Star voting, but he did go to the All-Star game this year. Okay. He batted a whopping 248 with 30 home runs, 105 RBI, a 357 on base percentage, a 487 slugging, an 844 OPS. This is really mean. Was his only career All-Star appearance. He plays in the National League and he is an infielder. And I'll even tell you that he is a left-handed hitter.
So the guy didn't finish in the top 25 of MVP.
He did not.
He was an All-Star.
He had a good year. He was an All-Star. His team made it to the playoffs this year. He was really good. Like, he was really good this year.
National League infielder.
And he's still active. I don't know if he's on a team right now, but, like, he's not, like, retired.
Left-handed hitter.
Mm-hmm.
This is mean.
This
is really mean. Infielder, left-handed hitter, 30 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
This is brutal. This guy stinks.
Corner infielder.
Corner infielder, 30 home runs. This could literally be like 5,000 different players. How many left-handed first basemen hit 30 home runs in a season? This could literally be anybody. Anybody. I'm like trying to think of like crazy, like weird years from first baseman, and I can't.
All right. I'll help you out. He's a third baseman.
He's a third baseman.
Yeah.
This could still be like 1,000 guys.
Okay, how about this? His teammate finished third in MVP that year.
In 2017, National League.
National League. He's got a teammate that hit 36 homers and 120 RBI, and he finished third in MVP. And his teammate is also like he's a Hall of Famer. He's still playing, but he's probably a Hall of Famer.
It's just nuts.
Come on, bro. You got it.
Oh my God, left-handed. I am drawing a major blank.
You gotta just think it through. You know, you could ask me questions. I could give you some more hints. Try to break down the information one by one. So, like,
this third baseman, like, I definitely know who this guy is.
Yeah. I mean,
he's still playing.
He's no household name, but, like, yeah, he's still playing. He's still
playing.
He's not, like, a relevant player right now, though.
And he's a left-handed
I don't even know.
hitter.
He might be on. He's probably on, like, a minor league deal somewhere right now, but he played in the big leagues last year. He has a very respectable 7.3 career WAR.
Jesus Christ. Who did you get? Aren't these supposed to be like good players?
It's a good year. He had 30 bombs and 100 RBI.
It's a good year, sure.
You had to be there. Yeah, I had to be there.
Give me the division.
He was 26 years old this season. It was like, oh, like this guy's going to be really good.
Give me the division.
The West. We're sticking in with third baseman in the NL West here.
Jesus Christ. His teammate is a Hall of Famer.
His teammate is an active player who is most likely a Hall of Famer.
And is he in the league still?
Yes. Not on that team.
No. I was going to say, I just thought of Trevor Story for a second, but it's not.
His teammate was the opposite side of the infield than he was.
That should narrow it down, but it's not.
They were like two. All right, listen, we're pretty deep into this.
Oh. No, it's not Suarez.
No.
But it's a D-back.
Yes.
Because Goldschmidt, MVP, Hall of Famer.
Yes.
All right, so it's a Diamondback.
Diamondbacks 2017 left-handed third baseman. 30 taters and 100 ribbies. Oh my God,
dude. I can't think of it.
Come on, bro.
I can't think of it. I got the team. Oh my God.
He went.
Oh my God. Jake Lamb.
Yes.
Let's go.
Good pull.
Good pull. You actually just gave me Jake Lamb. That is wild.
These kids don't know about 2017 Jake Lamb.
I loved Jake Lamb. You're right about everything too. Like, people are thinking maybe he's gonna be a player.
Yeah, him and Goldschmidt were gonna be like the duo going forward.
I remember that. Oh
yeah.
God. Jake Lamb. It's crazy.
Listen. Chase Headley wasn't bad. That was not equal to Chase Headley. That was way harder than Chase Headley, but like still. I'm impressed though myself. Jake Lamb. Especially after the Daniel Murphy one, that was a bit of a layup. So
the amount of players that were going through my head, like it was like I couldn't even think.
That's a problem. Is your head just gets like jammed up.
Oh my God. All right, that was fun. Jake Lamb and Chase Headley, two left-handed hitting third baseman. Want to switch third baseman in the NL West. That's where we went here.
Legends, faces of baseball right there.
So a lot more of those. Those clips will be up on social media. Those will be funny ones. And that'll do it for those games here. The last topic that I kind of teased at the beginning today, James, like, we're going to talk about this? Yeah, we're going to talk about this
so badly.
We're going to talk about this. The greatest head football coach of all time, Bill Belichick, 72 years old, by the way. He's got a new girlfriend. He's dating that blonde for a little while, not bad looking, older, but not bad looking. And they broke up a year or two ago.
TMZ, bro. What are we doing?
And Now he's got a 24-year-old girlfriend, JM.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a fan of this, but imagine being the dad, right? Like a 24-year-old
father. I'd ask for another.
I think I would put a lot of money on the fact that that dad is a fan of the Jets, Bills, or Dolphins. He's a fan of one of those teams.
Yeah, and she's getting back at the dad. Listen, first of all, I'm going to give the two perspectives here. Number one, if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm doing the same exact thing, dude. Okay? If I'm 72 years old and I have the ability to get an ex-cheerleader, 24-year-old girlfriend, sign me up, okay? Second of all, the people who say, like, that are somehow defending this, like, listen, let the guy live his life. Like I said, I do the same thing, and I'm not going to make a big stink about this. The guy at the end of the day can do whatever the hell he wants. But to the people that actually defend it and think that, like, oh, why can't they just be in love? Like,
that's impossible.
Yeah, I'm sure the 24-year-old girl is like, I just love how wrinkly and fat he is and how he's not within the same basically half century of my age. And we can't relate about anything. And he's physically can't do the things that I want to do. And I'm not even talking about when the doors close. I don't know what's going on in that department for Bill. God bless. He's still chugging.
I think he is. If he's got a 24-year-old girlfriend, yeah.
I think he is. I don't know if Robert Kraft gave him some tips from that whole massage thing or what.
Hey, you're not allowed to talk about that, dude. Brady
bad.
Brady doesn't like that. Brady,
sorry, Tom.
You're not allowed. Tom. That's not allowed.
Cornball.
That shit's off topic.
Yeah, Tom. Don't make any. I'm gonna do a roast, but certain jokes can't be made. Well, you saw that Gisele's jiu-jitsu guy? They broke off the relationship because he couldn't handle.
I'm so happy. You know what? I hate cheaters. Yep. They're the worst. And if Gisele was cheating with this jiu-jitsu guy, whatever, that's the perfect karma. But it's like Brady got her back. I know you don't like Brady. It's like Brady got her back perfectly.
Listen, to be that guy, to know, this isn't like, oh my God, I had no idea that woman was married. It's Gisele. You know who the hell she is, and you know who the hell her husband is. So go into that entire situation, know that you're breaking up a marriage, and
you're
then
a piece of crap.
Complain afterwards and be like, oh, all the pressure of the jokes and the publicity and this and that. I couldn't deal with it anymore. You're a loser. That guy's.
By the way, I saw Brady. He was on my guy Colin Cowherd's show the other day. Brady I think Greg Olson right now is the best color commentator in football. There's nobody better than Greg Olson right now. And he's getting screwed. And he'll get signed by somebody when a contract expires at CBS, NBC, or ESPN. He'll get his chance. I'm not worried about Greg. But he's the best right now. But I'll tell you right now, Brady is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because he's a weirdo like that. He's got to perfect his craft. I have no doubt Tom Brady's going to be unbelievable on these broadcasts. He's not worth $375 million, but he's going to be great. He's going to be really good.
Crazy. That's crazy to me, that investment, to say, like, they really think that Brady is on the broadcast is going to attract that many more people to watch the game just because Brady's in the booth. I mean, that's
stupid.
That's a lot of money that he really doesn't need.
Well, he doesn't need, and you're right. Like, you're watching for the game. Like, I watch games when, if we don't like an announcer, I'm still watching the game. You know what I mean?
Except Sunday Night Baseball. I mean, that's really just.
Well, the Mets are on Sunday Night Baseball this weekend. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have it. I'm going to be out, so it'll be muted, which is perfect. But that's bad broadcast. That's a bad broadcast.
And that's why football is always going to be king, because nothing beats a primetime NFL game. Because in baseball, a primetime baseball game seems to just, like, unless it's Yankees-Dodgers, you seem to just kind of be like, oh, like, okay, Sunday Night Baseball. I don't even know who's playing Sunday Night Baseball tonight. Every single, and even basketball, NBA Wednesdays, Saturdays, whatever. Football, I know exactly. I'm sure fantasy football has something to do with it, but not really. I mean, I knew this before I even played fantasy football. I know who's Thursday night. I know who's Sunday night. I know who's Monday night. I'm going to be watching all of those, except like Titans Jaguars Thursday night games. I could do without those, but
I feel like the Saturday baseball game though sometimes is
Saturday does better than Sunday.
Saturday we have a better broadcaster.
Yep.
Joe Davis doing the game. I will say, if somebody's going to invest in a broadcaster, Sunday Night Baseball should, because I think that's really the only one where you're like, I can't listen, I can't watch.
They should get that A's announcer. She'd be really good.
Oh yeah,
I think she'd be a perfect addition.
Perfect.
He hits it a long ways.
What about the Jose Siri thing? You see the Jose Siri thing?
Not your night. Yeah.
Not your night.
Yeah. First of all, he already hit a home run. Second of all, watch this. Yeah.
He hit a home run that day?
Yeah, he already had a home run. She said it's not your night.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's doing
I didn't know that.
How about the one where she said it's got a chance and the guy hit a home run off the scoreboard?
Yes, I saw. Yeah, in Kansas City. Went over the fountains.
It's got a chance to kill somebody. Yes, that is correct.
Absolutely
Mike,
crazy.
what do we got lined up in the future here, dude? Anything exciting? Personally, podcast wise, sports wise, anything, bro?
Softball.
4th of July is coming up. So yeah, we got softball games.
We got a big softball. That's all I'm focused on.
What are you doing on the 4th? You got plans yet?
I don't know. Do you have plans?
Yeah, I do have plans.
What are we
Not
doing?
exclusive plans. I'm going out.
Where are we going?
We're going to. We'll talk off air. I don't want to get stalked.
Yeah, don't do that. You know you're gonna have people following
by our 30. No, I'm not gonna.
Don't insult us like that. Anyway, all right. 134 is in the books though. We back in person most likely, as long as the work schedules line up next week.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Enjoy the Subway Series, guys. It'll probably be over by the time we record Subway Series, and yeah, enjoy the summer. It's hot out here in New York.
Still gotta get Mike to the WNBA game, guys.
Yeah, we got to do that. We
got to get doing it. It's unbelievable.
I can't afford a Liberty game right now.
Are they actually that expensive?
Yeah, they're expensive, dude.
You gotta drive to Indiana, dude. Actually, that's probably not even better.
Nah, they're terrible. You could probably get in cheap.
That's true. But the Chicago Sky, how they doing?
I don't want to talk at WNBA. It gets political. It gets political. It gets political after that. All right. Talk to you guys next time.